Hello. I'm going to go over with you three of the Bach Remedies. There are 38 altogether, so we can't go through them all at once, but if you go through them step by step, and the three that I'm going to talk about today is Hornbeam, Vervain and Walnut. Now, Hornbeam, this isn't in the rescue remedy. The rescue remedy has got 5 of the 38 in there. Hornbeam isn't one of them. And Hornbeam is the feeling that you get, and everybody can relate to this, I know, is the Monday morning feeling, it's called. It's mental fatigue, procrastination. You know what you need to do, but you really don't fancy doing it. And it's not because you haven't got the energy, but the thought of doing it actually makes you feel tired. And I think we've all felt like that, whether it's ironing, doing the accounts, anything that needs doing that we don't enjoy, that we procrastinate about. So that's Hornbeam. The other one that we're going to look at is Vervain, and that is one that I bet you can relate to, and that is over effort, making yourself stressful by trying too hard, burning the midnight oil to get a job done, whereas someone else would have gone to bed at a sensible time and maybe got themselves a plan. No, we've got to stay up late at night and finish it off, and we get involved in different things that and overextend ourselves. So that is the Vervain sort of personality, really. And the other one that I'd like to introduce you to is Walnut. And Walnut is a really important one for transition and change. Say somebody's going through the menopause, that's a transition. They're getting older and they're finding it difficult to cope. They're going through puberty, maybe changing school, a child's changing school or going to school, that's Walnut. Moving house, that would be a Walnut, because you're moving and changing. And it's also useful, Walnut, for if there are things going on around you. Say if a child was in a home where there was arguments and a divorce and different things were happening, or illness in the family, and it was really affecting them, then Walnut would be a good protection for them. It helps. So it could be at work that things are going on and you don't want to get involved with it. Well, Walnut is for a protection. So they're 3 good ones that you may not have heard of before. So if you wake up in the morning, so these are questions, and I'll put them on the post. So you wake up in the morning more tired than when you went to bed. Fortunately, once you manage to drag yourself out of bed, you get started. What do you think you would need? Vervain, Walnut or Hornbeam? So you could stop this video and have a think, and the answer would be Hornbeam. Another question here is, you've been told you need to take a holiday, but there's so much to do with the election coming up, and you've got all those campaign letters to write, and you don't have any time, you won't have any spare time, and you can't take any time off. I want to pause it here so that you can think who that would be, what they would need. They would need Vervain. And the last one is, you've moved to a new neighbourhood and you feel unsettled and out of place where you are. So what would you need? Pause it if you want to think. You'd need Walnut. And there's the book step by step goes through all these remedies, and maybe a page or 2 on them, but there are books with whole chapters devoted to each of these remedies, because they are so, you could use them for so many things. So I hope that's given you a bit of an introduction to it. And the thing that you do is, say you needed one of those, then you could drop it in a small glass of water, and maybe 4 drops of Hornbeam, or 2 drops of Hornbeam rather, in the morning, because it's 4 drops of rescue remedy, but all the others you only need 2. Okay, so 2 drops of Hornbeam in a small glass of water, you get up and sip it, and then that could help to lift your mood so that you actually get on with what you need to. And you can make up a bottle, like I explained in a previous video, and you put some water in the bottle, a spray bottle or the dropper bottle, and put a teaspoon of brandy in it and 2 drops of whatever you needed, up to seven different remedies you can have in there. But supposing it was just Hornbeam, nobody's life is that simple, but 2 drops in there and that would be okay. You could actually put in 4 drops of rescue remedy in there and 2 drops of Hornbeam. Rescue remedy, because it's a composite, but counts as 1 remedy. So you could put a few in and the rescue remedy could go in as well. All different ways of using it, but I hope this gives you an idea and you can start thinking about how you could use the remedies, and I'll go into some others another time. Thanks for joining me.